Hello everyone and Happy New Year! Welcome to 2017, a whole new year that we can look forward to for lots of adventure, lots of exploring, lots and lots and lots of opportunities to probably fall completely flat on our face and get back up and hopefully learn something from the experience. And I cannot believe what an amazing year 2016 was. So before I started really pummeling away and working on our adventures and all of our gaming videos for the new year, which is very exciting, and I have some really fun ideas planned, I kind of wanted to take just a few minutes to say hello to everybody again and to kind of reflect on what a huge year 2016 was for us. We hit a few gigantic milestones, like 100,000 subscribers. I feel like that is worth a moment to sort of stop and go, oh my gosh, that's pretty amazing. And I did my first stream recently, thus the reason I have a webcam now. You guys are probably noticing that there is a different setup than usual. I don't have my poor little phone out anymore trying to record everything. I actually have a brand new webcam, and the reason I got that is because we did our first stream recently and it was so much fun. We streamed a tour on zoo crafting and it was awesome. I had such a fantastic time. I'm really looking forward to streaming more in the future just to kind of have that fun bond with you guys. We can do all sorts of things too. I'm really looking forward to doing like a niche live stream because I think it'd be fun to be like, yeah, we should breed this little creature with that little creature, but I'm getting sidetracked. Anyway, there is a new setup now, so I hope you guys enjoy the nice tour of our office. This is your guys' community space too. After all, if you look around, you can find, oh no, my little giraffe fell over. There you go, buddy. Get back up. No, she's falling over there. Now she's better. But you guys can look around and you can see gifts and things that have been sent into the snail mail PO box from all of you all over my office. You can see our living wall of plants, which I really love. Thankfully, they're holding in there. I'm learning some plants really like to be a living wall and some plants really don't. And then, of course, you can see my Gouldian finches. So my really awesome bird buddies who are right over here, they'll be jumping and popping around in the background. So hopefully you guys, yeah, look at him go. That's Ossii right there. Where's that Ossii Jr.? He and his son look identical, so I can only tell by the band on their leg. But anyway, I really wanted to set it up so you guys could see some of the amazing fan art, you could see some of the amazing plants that I have, and you could see my birds while we're also hanging out and playing together. So it should be pretty fun. I'm actually thinking about getting another webcam that can focus just on the birds at the same time too. So we'll have to look into that. And then maybe sometimes I can flip it so you guys can see the birds that are going to be up on my window bird feeder. I'm thinking about getting a few more of them. But anyway, I'm rambling again. And the other thing you guys probably have noticed is that I sound a little bit odd, and that's not the new setup. That's just because I'm getting over that awful cold. That was so bad to come home from Christmas vacation and hanging out with Chips's family, and then the next thing you know, like, I can't talk for several days. So I may still sound a little bit interesting. Don't worry, it's the same old trusty mic as usual. It's just that I'm getting over a really bad cold, but I've got plenty of tea, so don't worry. But yeah, you guys, wow, what a year. What a year. I mean, this is the year I hit some of the biggest goals that I ever set for myself in anything I've ever done. And one of those major goals was to see if we could grow our community to over 100,000 people. And by the end of the year, we were at 115,000 people. I mean, 115,000 people to share our adventures and our stories and everything we discover and our excitement with. That blows me away. When I think about it too much, it actually can make a shy little introvert like me start to feel like I need to just crawl under my desk. But you guys have heard that before. So I just wanted to say thank you once again to all of you who are here, all of you who have jumped in to join our adventures. Some of you knew from the get-go that you are here with a former biologist and biology teacher who intends to continue teaching as many of you as possible about the natural world for all of my lifetime. I basically really secretly have a hope that I can grow into like a baby David Attenborough or like a baby Steve Irwin or a baby Jeff Corwin. That's what I would really, really love to do below everything else, like under all of the other goals. That's what I really wish I could do. And I'm going to talk about that and some goals I have related to that for the new year in just a moment. But yeah, 2016, this was an amazing year. This was an amazing year. I had my very first UHC, and then I did the Halloween UHC with the UHC crew this year, which is a Minecraft group, in case you guys don't know. And it was amazing, and that was so much fun. And we grew from, I think, about 35,000 people to over 100,000, which is really stunning. And I just really hope I can continue to inspire and teach and entertain and comfort and whatever else you're here for in our adventures together. I really hope I can continue to be there for you guys like that. And that's kind of like another huge thing that has happened for me in 2016 is developing more into Seri. And as most of you guys know, my real name is not Seri, but I am really happy that so much of me is Seri now. And so much of me has the opportunity to be her for you, to be me in a very unique way and just share these adventures for you guys. And there is something that has just clicked this year. And I'm still polishing it and still figuring out what it is, but I feel just really confident in being Seri now. And I still make tons of mistakes, and I still fall completely flat on my face and get totally overwhelmed and get so, I tie myself up. I'm like a cat who has looked at a big ball of yarn or a bunch of balls of yarn, and I'm like, yeah, this series is going to be awesome. And I'll hold it up and start playing with it. And then I'll look at another ball of yarn and I'll hold like one paw on it, and then I'll be like, well, I want that ball of yarn too. And so I'll bring it over and then start playing with both of them. And then I'll see another one and start playing with the third one, and then the fourth one and the fifth one. And before you know it, I'm so tangled in all of them that I can only reach one or two at a time. That's a perfect metaphor to explain what happens so often on our channel because we do so many series. And that was another really great thing that happened this year is we hit 4,500 videos. And that's pretty awesome. I think we're really approaching like 4,600 or something like that now. And that's a huge archive. I don't know many other people who have an archive that big. And it's not like it's a competition. It's just I get so overwhelmed with so many adventures I want to share with you guys that I just make more and more and more and more. And that's kind of related to one of my goals for this year is I would love to really just focus on making more adventures with you. And so I actually have like this silly, ridiculous goal of trying to get to 6,000 videos in our archive. And it's not really the quality versus quantity debate. That's not something I'm really trying to poke my nose into. It's just realizing that our community is extremely diverse. And so many of you guys are here for so many different reasons. And so I'm really hoping that I can grab the right toys, and like we've talked in the past with like the mama hen trying to feed so many different groups of chicks, I hope I can just reach as many of you as possible. And it's just sheer excitement. There's not like a sense of like, oh, I must reach this many videos, or there's not a sense of I don't know, some sort of greed of some kind there. It's just sheer excitement of like, yes, if I have 6,000 videos, think of all the adventures. Maybe I'll finally have managed to snag Subnautica or start playing Sims 2 again, and there's so many new games coming out, and who knows what niche is going to have with its new updates, and I could dive into Minecraft again. It's looking forward to the adventures. So when I say 6,000 videos is like my goal for the year, it's not to be like, oh, I just want to pump it out nonstop. It's because it's so exciting to think about all of the adventures that number would represent. And we've had some really amazing ones this year. So I'm hoping in a little bit I'll be able to like reflect on my favorite episodes that I made in 2016. So that'll be another video because I kind of need to open up my archive and go, okay, what do I remember as really standing out from 1,000+ videos of what I really loved? And so I'm going to dig through that too. And it's been the most transformational year of my life. I can think of no other year where I have achieved as much, where I have been challenged as much, where I've pushed myself as hard, and so much has changed. I can think of no other year of my life where I have laid such a firm foundation in a specific way that it's going to affect my life for years to come. And it's so amazing to think that you guys have been on the journey with me. I mean, when those of you who have been around for a long time know that when I first started YouTube, I didn't know what a YouTuber was. I didn't know that there was more than just Sims 2 Let's Plays out there. I didn't know anything for months, and I just plodded along because I loved telling the stories. And now we're here. So there's been a lot of growth and transformation, and it's really amazing to me to go back to my early vlogs and look at myself in my aunt's house when I still lived as her nanny, and then look at myself now. I live in Michigan. I have an office full of plants and my rowlet. Oh, you guys, check it out. This is the rowlet that Chips got me for Christmas because he knows how much I love rowlet. So, I really, and we'll talk about the series I want to get back into in a second. Oh, I'm so rambly, but that's me. That's me, all right. That's Seri. She's back to her usual rambles. All right, but to try to pull in the rambles and not get distracted by adorable rowlet, so much happened this year. We found out that Chips got accepted to his PhD program here in Ann Arbor, Michigan for the University of Michigan. And that was a huge deal because it has set our life in stone for the next 5 to 6 years. And I know where I'm going to live for the first time. For 5 years at a time ever since I was a little kid and didn't understand the concept of moving, I haven't lived in the same place for longer than maybe 2 or 3 years. And so this is the first time in my adult life I know I'm going to be in this city for years to come, and that is so amazing. So we moved from North Carolina to Michigan, and that was a huge transformational thing. I was in 2 UHCs, which was amazing, and I was invited to the winter one, but I had the Thanksgiving cold from having gone on my adventures during Thanksgiving, and I couldn't record because I had no voice and I was so sick I couldn't get out of bed. And then this time I got sick again, so I've learned to be wary of airports. But we moved here to Ann Arbor in Michigan, and it's just amazing. It's so fantastic. And just all of the things I've managed to share with you guys through that time, too. It's been fantastic. When we went to Bald Head Island, those are still some of my all-time favorite vlogs that I've ever made. Being able to show you guys the beautiful white egrets, being able to show you guys the crocodiles, the snakes. I'll never forget how excited I was leaping off of the golf cart and just taking off at a breakneck pace so that I could record the snakes slithering across the road. And then all of the conversations with you guys about what species it was and finding out it was like a subspecies of a subspecies that lived on the island. Oh my goodness, seeing my first legless lizards, all of the different birds I saw this year, traveling up here and seeing my very first black squirrel and the fox squirrels, there we go. And then my very first little tiny red squirrel, proper red squirrel, and they're so itty bitty and cute and fierce. And it's been amazing. And then working so hard. And I think that's what I really just wanted to share with so many of you guys, is that we've achieved so much as a community, not just because of the numbers, but the excitement, the things we've done, the things I've tried out, the things I realized didn't work. And it's such a public thing to be a YouTuber and to have your failures and your triumphs just laid out for everybody to see in analytical numbers that you can see, yeah, that worked, or yeah, that didn't. But also in more emotional things you can't really quantify, like the comments or the emails or the letters that tell you how much this series means to someone, or how much they were having a really hard time and their life just feels like it's falling apart, but they're getting through it because of a happy, cheerful person that shows up every day for them, or how much they've made friends within our community because we work really hard to try to cultivate a positive, friendly community and encourage you guys to talk to each other and realize that you're all here because you share at least one interest together. And that's all you really need to start a conversation and maybe even start a friendship. And there's been a lot of friendships, and there's been just a lot of bonding that's happened because of our adventures. And it is the most amazing feeling. And it feels like I've started getting to the point where I'm realizing the things I create feel like this to me, like they're like a good solid little thing, and I'm like, oh, that's so fun, I had a great time making it, and it's this little thing and it's charming, isn't it? And then I'll go, okay, I'm just gonna put it over here, and then everybody who wants to can enjoy it, and we'll just see what happens to it. And more often than not, that itty bitty tiny thing that I was very pleased with in my own small way that I put out for everyone grows into something so much bigger than I am, and grows into something so much bigger than I could have ever done on my own because of you guys, because of the time that you take to watch it, and the time that you take to comment and share and be inspired by it. And even just if you never comment, if you just are like somebody who watches and you're not even subscribed, but you just come in all the time and you watch it and you're inspired, and then you turn around and you do an art project, or you hang out with your siblings, or you just do something differently, that means it grew into something so much bigger than me, so much bigger than what one person, no matter who that person is, could have done. And that's really what our community is about to me. And that's really where I want to see it go, is not really like, woo, look at the numbers, woo, look at what we've accomplished, like analytically, but just I make so many adventures and I put so many out there because they're like seeds to me. And I can never guess and I can never imagine what it's going to mean to you to see that thing. I think that's really kind of part of what being an artist is. There's a personal aspect to it where you create something that satisfies yourself on some kind of level. And then there's an aspect to it that when you open that up and you give it to the public to do what they wish with it, it's going to go in places you never imagined and do things that you never dreamed. And that's so amazing to me. And so what I'm really hoping for this coming year, not only will I be able to make so many adventures in games, but I am determined that this year I am going to make the proper investments in my health, and I'm going to make the improper investments in researching and putting in the time and being able to get a appropriate vlogging camera and microphone to go and interview people at zoos, to go and interview people at rescues, to really get on the ground with the animals and bring them to you guys. And a lot of you guys may not be interested in that. A lot of you guys maybe don't want to see up close with fruit bats, or up close with like kangaroos, or like Chips and I really, really, really want to go visit the redwoods. Maybe you guys aren't interested in giant trees that are hundreds of years old and very significant and amazing, which that's okay. I mean, I could probably handle if you're not interested in giant redwood trees. I mean, that'd be okay. That'd be okay, because everybody has their own thing that inspires them. But I really do want to bring that aspect of it to you guys in between all of the games too. But I do think that there's something very amazing in the fact that we have created quite the unique little niche of our own, where there's a community that loves the adventure, that loves the story, and also usually has at least one connection or passion with the natural world, because that's what we're really about. Or even the subset of our community, a lot of you guys who speak up and say, I never was that interested about plants until I started seeing your stuff, and that's really cool. So I'm rambling, but that's what I really hope for 2017. It's fun to say, yeah, I have a number there, and honestly, after hitting 100,000 subscribers, like, I don't really have a number after that I would like to see, other than maybe 2,500. And the reason for that is because that's the number Chips told me he'd do a face reveal at. He said 2,500, I'll do a face reveal a year and a half ago. And every now and then I'll look at him and be like, hey, darling, hey, guess what? We're at like 113,000. Do you remember when you said face reveal? If I got to 250,000, do you remember that? And he'll laugh and roll his eyes, but he said he'd do it if we get that big. So I'm really hoping that I can hold him to that. But of course, if he's not comfortable, I wouldn't do it. But I think he'd do it for you guys. So that would be really fun. But yeah, this was a lot ramblier than I intended. But it's literally been the most transformational life of my, or like everything about life is transformational, but the most transformational year of my life. And a huge part of that is because I've worked so hard for the channel and the community, and for just my dream and my happiness that I get at sharing these adventures and putting them out there for you guys. And I've changed so much in the last year, in the last month, and I really love that. I love seeing a better version of myself come out when I hold myself accountable to you guys and to the things I wish I could give to you, to a moment of peace, of inspiration, of joy, of laughter, of maybe a really fun story to listen to and keep you company with when you're bored or lonely, to hopefully teaching you something new when I can actually bring you like video of those animals, or even just inspiring you through video games, using video games as a medium to help you see more joy in your own life, help you see more wonder in the world. That's what we're about. And I'm just so glad that year after year, throwing myself into it as hard as I can with everything I have is just developing a better and better version of myself. And it's amazing. And I thank you. Without you, I wouldn't be able to continually sharpen and hone and develop the Seri that you know. And I just want to let you guys know that at the beginning of this year, I have to say, like, everything I am, all my heart, everything that I hope for, everything that inspires me, other than my beloved chips and family, of course, is you guys and the future that I really hope to bring to you. So that's pretty vague, and I wish I could give you more specifics, but it's just motivation. I've got a lot of it, and a lot of eagerness and excitement to just shoot off in a direction and just share whatever I find with you. And I really hope it'll be good stuff. And I'm really hoping that I'll be able to get some great interviews with the cougar keepers that are here in Ann Arbor who have some rescue animals. So that would be really cool too. So yeah, this was an amazing year. This was an amazing year for us as a community. I hit my big goal. Like I said, other than like maybe Chips's face reveal number, I don't really have any other number related goals for subs. And I just hope I can bring you even more adventures, and I hope I can bring you even more inspiration, and I hope I can learn how to make these more concise and not ramble so much, but then maybe I wouldn't be serious, so that's okay. All right, guys, I'm going to finally get started on making the very first video game adventures of the new year, and I will see you guys later. Bye, guys.